everybody, and welcome back to another Kinze Informational Service segment. I'm Brandon Venman. Today we'll be diving into our brush meters, a little bit about what we use them for, some general maintenance after season, kind of what we expect to see as far as wear life of our components, how do we know when components are worn out, and what can we do to ensure those components have a longer wear life for your guys' customers. So to begin with, I have a brush meter here. We do have this 3600 in the shop. I just pulled this brush meter off the unit here, guys. As you guys can see, it is still the older style housing. I will talk about the difference between the older style and the new style here in a bit. But to begin with, guys, I've gone ahead and pulled my wing nuts off of here. So I'm going to pull off my seed plate. One thing to note, guys, while I have the seed plate here in my hand, we do have a number of different discs available for different crops. More than likely, you guys are primarily going to see the soybean disc. But depending on your region of the country, you may also see cotton discs as well as wheat, rye, small grains like milo. You may see those different discs. And we just note that we do have those available through our repair parts if your customer needs something other than the bean disc we traditionally see within this meter. So first thing I notice as I tear this meter apart here, you will notice the blue half moon, what I'm going to call retaining brush here, is very frayed. It looks like this meter was being stored with that seed disc on it out of season, guys. First thing I'm going to recommend, if you guys are tearing these apart for your customer at the end of season or doing an end of season inspection, always make sure they are tearing off their seed discs. That way we can relieve pressure on our brushes and we don't form and fray them. As you can see here, this plate has been on for a while and our half moon brush is frayed and it almost looks like a broom. All right. I do have a new meter over here that I will reference for you guys just to show you what a new half moon blue brush looks like if you guys aren't aware. So you can see all our bristles are very tight here. They're not frayed. Looks like a really nice meter, but that's a prime example of what just leaving the plate on over season will do to your brushes. All right. Brushes that look like this will last a long time. Brushes that look like this will wear out prematurely. So just trying to get that longer wear life out of our customers' components. I'll make sure he's still planning accurately as he goes forward. All right, so we're on the conversation of storing these for the winter, guys. I do have a brush meter here as well. Maybe hard to see, but this one's in pretty rough shape, guys. We have beans stuck in around our plastic components internally here. Our brushes are all frayed. This customer did not do a very good job of cleaning out their meters post-season. As you can see, it's really done a number on this meter here. So when we're going to clean these out, guys, we can pull all these pieces out individually. I'd recommend scraping all those beans out. Honestly, this brush probably needs replaced, but if you guys are trying to clean out the brushes, that way we can get some dirt and debris out of them, and you're using compressed air, make sure you're not blowing straight down on top of our bristles, guys. We want to kind of come in here at a 90-degree angle and gently blow air in there to ensure we are damaging those bristles with that high-pressure condensed air. All right. One of the things you guys may have noticed here, compared from our metal housing original brush meter to our plastic housing and what we call brush meter 2.0, we do have a new hub available on the 2.0 meter compared to the 1.0 meter. One thing I will point out to you guys, this hub kit is available. It can be put onto the old brush meters as well. So if your customer wants to upgrade to the new hub, it allows for quicker crop change. We no longer have to use those wing nuts. We can order this kit through parts, and it can be retrofitted back to the older meter. Not only can the hub be retrofitted back to the older meter, guys, all these plastic internal components in the brush meter 2.0, they are quick release. So if I pull a tab and slide open, they will pop out. But just know, when you guys are going to look for those older brush meter components, they more than likely will show obsolete and they will sub to these new parts. So just note they are the same internal parts, guys. We actually have pieces molded in here for the screws. That way you can screw them into the old brush meter pieces. So and just a heads up, if you guys are looking for parts, they are the same. They can be interchanged. All right. So we talked about storage. The last piece I want to mention here is proper lubrication. All right. Lubrication is a very important piece of the puzzle when it comes to wear life, how long these parts are going to last. So as we look at this brush here, guys, so you can see it is very dark in color at the end of my bristles here. that is a good signifier that this customer was using the proper amount of graphite during his operation, right? We like to see dark bristles here. As you can see, they are still fairly tight. This brush does look like it's had quite a few seasons run through it, but still pretty decently shaped brush here. As I look at this other brush here from a different meter, as you can see, there is no darkness, no black in color at the end of my bristles. That's a good sign that this customer was not using graphite. And it's also a good sign that this brush will not last as long as this brush will. All right, so we continue to see that meter plate spin around here, guys, with no lubrication. We will start to damage, destroy, fray, and lose bristles off of this brush compared to one that's properly lubricated. All right, quick check for you guys as you are looking into your customers' meters post-season to ensure or to check for a proper amount of graphite usage. If you simply pull off your seed plate, guys, and rub your finger across it, you should get graphite transfer onto your fingers. Your fingers should be black in color. It's a good way to know if your customer is using the proper amount of graphite through the meters. All right. If you guys are replacing components, typically it's probably before season, not necessarily after season, but it never hurts to kind of pre-charge some of these components with graphite as well. Just sprinkle a little bit in the meter, turn it by hand, get it worked in. That way, when we have new components in there, they're properly lubricated before operation. All right. All right. Thanks again for joining us for a Kinze informational service segment, guys. We covered 2.0 brush meters today, as well as the original 1.0 brush meter on what we can see as far as crop usage, as well as different wear life characteristics, proper maintenance and storage. So look forward to having you guys on the next segment. Until then, see you later.